there and he can recruit Tari Eason, who dropped 45 and 10 with 2 assists at the Drew League. He's a player of the week. Yeah.
The Rockets are either going to be a contender in the West in the next couple of years, or they're going to crash and burn disastrously.
Yeah,
I don't think there's any world where the Rockets are just the Pelicans.
No.
Where they're okay, yeah, the Pelicans are they could go beat any team in the league on a given night, but they're going to win 45 to 50 games. They might win a playoff series, but that's just kind of the ceiling.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the Rockets. The Rockets are either going to be awesome because Tari Eason is averaging 28, 8, and 2, or Tari Eason is not going to be a quality NBA player, and Jalen Green is going to come back down to earth, and Fred VanVleet's going to leave, and Dylan Brooks is going to leave, and in 3 years, they're just going to be the shell of this team that once looked like an ascending contender in the West.
It's going to be really interesting because they have like crazy depth. So they've got Fred VanVleet, but then they drafted Shepherd?
Reed Shepherd, yeah.
Yeah.
Who cooked in summer league.
Yeah, he was cooking. And then they've got, Jalen Green, but they also
Thomas.
Yeah. Wait, say that again?
Cam Whitmore.
Yeah, Whitmore. Yeah.
Cam Thomas plays for the Nets.
Yeah. I'm like, wait.
Both athletes to put the ball in the bucket.
But
what do you want from me?
you've got Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
You've got Steven Adams backing up Alperen Şengün.
Right. Oh, Şengün too. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then you have one of the Thompson twins. Aman? No.
Amen Thompson.
Yeah.
The other one's in Detroit.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting. Their build, like they have so much high level young talent, but that's the tough thing. Can you marry sort of the veteran and the young and come out with something that looks logical on the basketball court? So I'm not sure that they can, but I'm here for it. I at least want to watch it and see how they piece it all together.
Hey man, have you ever seen Amen Thompson's government name?
No.
This is the coolest name I've ever seen in my life.
Oh?
First of all, Amen Thompson by itself, strong name. I feel great about him as a player because of it. I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but I believe it's Ameiz, Ameiz, Excellency, spelled XLNC.
What?
That's his middle name, Thompson.
Okay, that's spectacular.
Ameiz Excellent Thompson.
Now, what is... Oh, and Asur is the same. Please. Like, he has the same middle name.
Excellency?
Yeah.
Dude, his folks manifested it.
Yeah.
Their folks manifested it.
Amazing.
Like, hey, we've got these two sons. We're going to give them both the middle name Excellency, spelled XLNC, and then they're just going to both go to the NBA and be good.
That's crazy. I did not know that these...
That's insane.
I didn't know these guys, they're from San Leandro. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bay Area guys.
Yeah.
Salute.
Well, I think they're... I mean, he doesn't even have to, like, hit it. Like, he doesn't have to be a star for this team to be really good. They have so much talent.
Well, and that's where...
We didn't even mention Jabari Smith Jr.
Oh, my God, dude.
Who's literally the second or third pick in the draft like 2 years ago.
I forgot him and Şengün.
Yeah.
Golly.
They got a ton of talent, man. That's where you're like, oh.
That's why if this goes south, I think it goes south really badly.
Yeah.
Because the ceiling is astronomical.
Yeah.
It's so high. And the crazy thing about the Rockets, the reason I would lean toward them reaching that ceiling is, or at least getting close to it, is because Amen Thompson looked like a player.
Oh, yeah.
Jabari Smith Jr. has gotten better.
Yep.
As his career has gone on. Alperen Şengün looked like the second coming of Nikola Jokic before his injury.
Yep.
Like they've got all the Jalen Green really came on at the end of last year.
Cam Whitmore was
awesome.
Awesome.
So they've got all this young talent, and Tari Eason wasn't even playing.
Yeah.
And he's a piece that, again, I mentioned somebody, I can't remember if it was me or somebody else mentioned that on Twitter, and somebody else mentioned that to me on Twitter, and I went and looked it up. And Rockets people are like, he's the key to all of this.
Tari Eason.
Tari Eason. Like, people are really high on him down in Houston. So, man, maybe we're sleeping on Houston. Maybe while we're sitting here going, hey, is Memphis going to be in the mix? Maybe it's Houston. Because if they all take that collective leap together.
Yeah. Well, that's tough, man. Especially with the 3 veteran leaders that they have.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So.
And I think Ime Udoka as a basketball coach is very, very good.
Yeah.
So Houston might be scary.
Yeah, I dig Cam Whitmore. That's one of those.
Are we putting Houston in the 5, 6, 7 combo?
No, but I would put him in the 7, 8, 9, 10 combo.
Okay. More likely to finish in the 6 seed. We'll just say the 6 with a playoff spot. The Lakers, the Warriors, or the Rockets?
Oh. I'm going to say Rockets. I don't know. Like because I like the Austin Reeves thing to Austin Rivers. Like he has a little Instagram thing where he's on a pod or whatever talking about
it's his podcast.
Talking about how how everybody is selling the Lakers short. They you got
I've seen
LeBron
that take a lot.
and AD and look how good they are, and it's like, look how good they are when Steph Curry's right next to him.
Yeah.
Look how good they are when Bam Adebayo is playing power forward next to you. When Derek White is playing.
Look, here's where I'm at with the Lakers, because I try so hard. I'm probably nicer to the Lakers because I know that I have I don't like them.
Yeah.
And I have a bias against them. So I think I probably, in an attempt to not be biased, lean too much toward them and give them too much benefit of the doubt. But let's look at reality here. They were comfortably a play-in team last year.
Yeah.
With LeBron playing as many minutes as he did, with Anthony Davis playing a career high in games for the first, played 70 plus games for like the second time in his career.
Yeah.
At age 30. So you're banking on that, and they haven't gotten markedly better unless you're really banking on Dalton Connect being incredible in year 1.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. Like year 1, like maybe he comes
Can he be Keegan Murray?
He's awesome and he averages 12 points a game.
Sure.
Okay, but that doesn't mean he's not gonna, as a rookie, he's not gonna give up 14 points a game.
Well, that was the whole thing with Jason Timpf from Hoops Tonight, who's a frequent guest on the show.
Yeah.
When the Kings and Lakers matched up, he said the Lakers don't have any way to stop the Kings guards. They have no perimeter defense. They have no players that they can put on those guys who are going to slow them down.
That's right.
And sure enough, the Kings cooked them every time, and it was Malik Monk, and it was De'Aaron Fox, and it was Domantas Sabonis winning his matchup night.
Yeah.
And they have not done anything notable, at least that I can think of. Maybe I'm missing on Alperen Şengün and Jabari Smith, but I don't buy anything. I don't buy anything LA's done. I don't buy that JJ Redick is going to be this huge difference maker. I think they're about what they were last year.
Okay.
I don't think that going to the Olympics is suddenly going to turn Anthony Davis and LeBron James into better versions of the players they were last year. No, they were both awesome last year. I don't want to take away anything from those players, but they were both awesome and a play-in team.
Yeah.
And I know they made the playoffs, and if the ball bounced this way and that way, they pushed the Nuggets, and okay, fine. But I'm sorry. If the Lakers make a run this year, cool. But I'm not going to buy it. The same way I'm not, you can make an argument, and Joe Lacob tried to do this, that Golden State got better. And maybe, but are you banking on that right now? I'm not. They were comfortably a play-in team.
Yeah.
So that's where I land. That's why when you say Houston, that's a huge jump for them because they were comfortably not in the play-in. But there is ascension to happen there. Whereas with Golden State and LA, it feels like they were relatively close to what they're going to be last year.
Okay, so the one thing I will say for the Lakers is that Jared Vanderbilt missed a huge part of last season. Christian Wood missed a huge part of last season, even though Christian Wood, I'm not sure is a difference maker at all. But also Gabe Vincent missed a bunch of last season. And so when you take those 3 guys, but I don't think that they're going to be able to mask the fact that Anthony Davis will miss probably an additional 12 games to what he missed last year.
Mhm.
Just because that's what Anthony Davis usually does. And that
Mhm.
LeBron James is going to have to play fewer minutes than he did the year before.
Mhm.
And so, I mean, at some point, somebody's got to step up. I mean, Gabe Vincent played 11 games from them last year
Mhm.
due to injury. And I think it's something similar with Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt
I don't remember Jared Vanderbilt playing at all
he
last
played
year.
29 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he struggled with injury. And so these are guys where
Are they gonna?
they're not difference makers, but they add to the depth of a team, you know.
Here's what I will say. I would bank if you just told me, hey, one of the Lakers or Warriors made the playoffs.
Mhm.
I think I would lean Golden State. Because while we can sit here and go, oh, all these Rockets guys are heading the right direction, Trace Jackson Davis was really good for Golden State last year.
Yeah.
Brandon Pajemski was an All NBA rookie. Uh, Jonathan Kuminga has room to his ceiling still, whether he gets there TBD. But I think if you're going to make the argument that all of these Houston guys are all going to make this leap all at the same time, I think you could kind of make the same argument for Golden State, and I don't think that that's there with LA. If we're removing Houston from the discussion, I don't think that Jared Vanderbilt and Christian Wood and Gabe Vincent are going to markedly raise LA's ceiling the way a better Trace Jackson Davis or a better Jonathan Kuminga or a better Brandon Pajemski would for Golden State.
You might be right, but I think the difference is that I think the combo of LeBron and AD are better than anything that you can say for the Warriors. You got Steph and Steph and
maybe Kuminga, but he healed.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, so to be honest with you, like the more we talk about it, the more I'm sold that Houston has a shot to be way better. Because look at Houston probably has 7 young players that will get better this year. That many.
Conceivably, yeah.
I mean, get better that will at least like be like solid contributors around the veterans that they have. So you're talking like Shepard, you're talking about Jalen Green, you're talking about Thompson, you're talking about Whitmore, you're talking about Şengün, you're talking about Jabari Smith Jr. That's a lot. That 7 players right there that all could be considerably better than they were the year before. That's something that Golden State does not have. And Golden State, you can talk about Pajemski, or you can talk about Trace Jackson Davis. There's a big difference between with the number 19 pick and the number 54 pick and the 55 pick in the draft, and Jabari Smith being the number 2 pick, Şengün being a top 18 pick.
Yeah, the ceiling is higher for those guys for sure.
Yeah, the ceiling, like they have like 6 high ceiling dudes.
Yeah. God.
I'd even like
Houston
as far as ceiling players, I think even Kuminga, I don't know where Kuminga would go on this list of young prospects if he were on the Rockets. Like, where would you put Kuminga?
Ooh.
And so, and that's not to like bag on Kuminga. I'm just saying, like, I think
no, it's kind of interesting. I wonder what he would. I kind of wonder what he would look like if he went into the league with a team like Houston.
Yeah,
where Jalen Green just got the keys.
Oh, totally.
And they said, go figure life in the NBA out. You got this. And sure enough, he got all those opportunities, and at the end of last year, looked like a All NBA guy.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Kuminga through 3 years hasn't necessarily gotten those keys. But to your point, I don't know if they'll have much of a choice this year. There's not a ton of dudes in their offense where you're going, man, that guy needs touches.
Yeah.
And they've put a lot of eggs in the Kuminga basket. So
they have.
That might be
like right away. I would say I would take Jalen Green, I would take Alperen Şengün, and I would take Jabari Smith Jr. over. If I were building a team, I would take all 3 of those guys over Kuminga.
Yeah, Kuminga, I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah, Kuminga would, and then whether you like Amen Thompson or not, whether you like Cam Whitmore or not, like
I think they're with Kuminga in that next tier down.
Yeah,
because to me, and this is not anything having to do with any other player besides the 3 guys I'm about to name. Jabari Smith Jr. and Alperen Şengün and
Jalen
Green have all taken notable steps as pros.
Yeah.
Where the arrow's pointing up, but you can see the light at the end of the tunnel where you're going, dude, those guys are all-star caliber players coming into their own.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe Jonathan Kuminga is that. Maybe Amen Thompson is that. Maybe all those other guys still have some question marks for me. Whereas the three guys in that first tier
Yeah.
are all to me just, hey, I'm banking on those. I'm banking on that trio.
It's absolutely wild too, because their Green is a 2002 birth year, Amen Thompson 2003, Whitmore 2004.
Crazy.
Like we're talking about 20, 21, 22-year-olds at the most. All of them. Jabari Smith 2003. Like that's wild. Like so much talent.
2003. I hate this. I know that this happens to everybody. This is not
Yeah.
a unique to me thing. But when players are in the league and have been in the league who were born in years that I remember, oh, gross.
It gets worse, Kyle.
I know that's it.
There could come a time where you look at some of these kids and you're like, oh, he's 5 days older than my oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst one, I think I've told this before, but the worst one for me was Randall Cobb. Remember when the Packers traded for him a couple years ago?
Yeah.
And I went to go make a joke about how old Randall Cobb is.
Oh no.
And so I look up his age. He is 1 week older than me. Like, God. Right. It's a knife to the heart. My dad always told me, because I've reached the age where players I grew up watching are now managers. Alex Cora, AJ Hinch, Brad Osmus, the list goes on, right?
Mark Kotze.
Yeah. And my dad always goes, wait till those guys' kids are becoming managers.
Oh
like,
no.
oh no. Oh God. He's like, I watched Terry Francona's dad. I was like, ah.
Oh no.